I want to thank those of you who did our little homework assignment last week by posting Bible verses on Facebook. So thank you for that. What exactly is the gospel of Christ? What is it? You can't discuss it with someone who doesn't know it if you yourself can't explain it. I'll read a picture. A father and his son, 6, maybe 7 years old, very close-knit family. They did everything together. They lived kind of in a sticks, rural area. Once every day, a train would go by in their neighborhood. And it was Dad's job to switch the track every single day, just once, so that that train would go in the right direction. So one day, a day a little bit warmer than today, it's sunny out, Dad and the boy are having a nice catch. And all of a sudden, you hear the whistle. So it's time for Dad to do what he's done 1,000 times and switch the track. So he tells his boy, "I'll be right back. You know the drill." So Dad goes up, and he's about to touch the switch. And I should mention, if he does not switch it, this train is going to go right off. It's probably going a little too fast to negotiate the curve, and it's going to go right into that canyon if he doesn't make the switch. So he's got his hand on the switch, about to do it. And all of a sudden, he sees something, and his heart sinks like a stone. What does he see? He looks out, and in the distance, but well within reach, he sees his son, who somehow got over the trestle and is now playing on the tracks and totally in the way of where the train's about to go. Imagine the panic in Dad's face right now. There's not enough time for him to get his son off. At this particular point, he has two choices. Both are awful. Number one, he could do nothing. He won't switch the track, and that train will go into the canyon, and hundreds of people on board will die. Or, if he does switch the track, which he's done so many times, it will run over his son and kill him on impact. So I ask you, Christian, what would you do in that situation? Well, just like God spared not his only son, this gentleman did the same thing. He ended up pulling the switch, and with tears streaming down his face, just watched in absolute horror as that train ran over and instantly killed his little boy. And you know, I was actually on that train. You also were on that train. See where I'm going here? If we can only even begin to understand the emotion, what was going on in that father's head at that particular point, then and only then can we begin to come to terms with what God the Father had to go through to kill his one and only begotten Son to save you, to save me. He had to sacrifice what was most dear to him to save all of us, to bridge the gap between us and eternal life. What's the gospel of Christ? Is that. When was the last time you thanked God for what he did? I mean, do you even comprehend it? Or are we just so desensitized? Hey, we know, Christ died for me. Whatever. I know, I've heard it a million times. John 3:16. If you know it, say it with me. For God so loved the world, he gave his one and only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Yeah, he did all the work. But there is one action word for us, and it is believe. It's easy. Maybe it's not for some people, though. All we need to do is believe. I started out with some statistics. I'll end in just a minute with some more. But before I do, there is some good news for both Christians and non-Christians. Well, there's a lot of good news. And it's that we can all come to Jesus for forgiveness. Why don't people do it? One of three reasons. A, they don't know. B, they don't care. Or C, they just don't buy it. Let me say, all of those reasons are really weak. There is no excuse. They rely on the church. And look, people who don't go to church like to mock the church, and that's great. They need the church as much as we do. A guy by the name of Doug Parsons says, and I quote, "A confused, chaotic, convulsing world, grasping for life and breath, will not be touched by a tame church, mouthing time-worn cliches and pious platitudes." Then he goes on to say, "To affect a dirty world, it will take a clean church. To infect a sad world, it will take a joyous church. To inspire an apathetic world, it will take a convicted church. And to challenge a dying world, it will take a healthy church." Are we a healthy church? Are we a healthy congregation? Galatians 6:9 just stuck in my head this week. Let us not become weary of doing what? Doing good. Because at the proper time, we will receive a harvest, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And I love that because just a few verses earlier in that same chapter, what does Paul tell people? Bear one another's burdens, because by doing so you fulfill the law of Christ. Those are strong words. How are we doing with this? Be honest with yourself. Go home tonight. Write it down if you have to. How are we doing with this? You recognize any of these people? That's us. That's right. Very good. You guys have seen this before. Yeah. Nearly 60%. Look, let me just say this. The 15 to I don't know why. The 15 to 29 age range to me is so important. Every age range is critical to a church. But man, churches are losing that age group. I mean, I'm not wrong, am I? That is such a critical. I look around here, there's just not a whole lot of people that age, and I think we need to do a little bit better of a job of attracting them. Nearly 60% of young Christians disconnect from their churches after the age of 15. Let me give you a few reasons. Number one is we're packaging the church to be cool. Let me tell you something. The church is not cool. I am not a cool guy. All right? We're not here because of gimmicks. All right? Let other people entertain. This is a gospel-only place. That is the main thing that we need to care about. Don't ignore the nuts and bolts. Number two, we send them out unarmed. We're not equipping them. Not us. We do. Our teachers here are second to none. But we, in general, are not equipping them with the fundamentals of our faith. Number three, they are taught to trust their feelings rather than their faith. And this is what drives me nuts when I go off about the self-help culture. It's just be nice to each other and love Jesus, and that's all you need to worry about. No, that's not all you need to worry about. Decent start, but let's give them some external and historical faith as well. One of them was quoted by saying, and this is a kid saying this, "We've traded a historic, objective, faithful gospel based on God's graciousness towards us for a modern, subjective, pragmatic gospel based upon achieving our goal by following life strategies." Man, you can't turn the church into a board meeting. There's a lot of things that we have to do that are similar to business, but this is not the same thing as Walmart. It's not the same thing as Goldman Sachs, as JCPenney's. There are real people here. Churches are overprotected. This is the last one. Demonizing everything outside the church. This is what they say. They commented that Christians are too confident they know all the answers, and that Christianity is anti-science. I mean, I'm not the biggest science guy in the world, but there's no way that we are anti-science. There's too many good medicines out there that prove otherwise, and God wouldn't have those available if He didn't approve. I finished last week by imploring everybody to wake up. And I know that 1 hour time difference is a tough go the next day. In fact, I'm going to petition the government and see if we can do it Friday to Saturday next year. So that way everybody can be a little more awake and alert during Sunday. And I'll have my form out there in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so I asked, just like Jonah was asked, how can you sleep? I read those statistics, and this isn't a Matt Wolf production either, it's statistics. And I have trouble sleeping at night when I read that. What can I do? What can we do? It is up to us to clean up this world. God designed human beings. He designed the world in a certain way. Where are kids going to learn? Pop culture? Public school? Politics? Postmodernism? It's sad, but again, we end with some good news. A world that attempts to rid itself of any trace of God in its institutions and the media will not stop Jesus. Public opinion will not stop Jesus. Christians watering down the gospel because they don't want to hurt people's feelings, that's not going to stop Jesus. You see, He will build His church. With or without us, that church will be built, and that's a promise. He will complete it. The question is, where do we fit in? Are we part of the problem, or are we part of the solution? Because I got some news for you. You cannot be both. You're either one or the other. It's an either or, it's not a both and. If you have not yet been baptized, I hate to say it, but you are not yet part of the solution. We need your help. Jesus wants you on His team. Know that for no doubt whatsoever. And if everybody here has already been baptized and changed their life, there's got to be someone in your sphere of influence that you know needs this church. And when we talk about immersion, that allows us to put on Christ for the express purpose of displaying outwardly what we have already experienced inwardly. So again, what is the gospel? It's really simple. You are a great sinner. Jesus is a great Savior. And with that, we will stand and sing.
Someday you'll stand at the bar on high. Someday your record you'll sing.